Okay, let me make sure you guys can hear me. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, so now you guys can hear me. I apologize for that. Now, like I was saying, recently Cassie and the Diddy trial has been front and center, you know, within the headlines. And it's making noise because of really the insidious and deviant over the top freak offs and just basically the pain and the abuse that Diddy inflicted not only on Cassie, but on decades of victims, because we have to take a bigger look at this and know that there are both men and women who are victims of Diddy. But specifically Cassie, because she was the star witness, right? She's the foundation of this case. She is the one who brought this forward. And it's like once you swallow the actual acts that this man did against a generation of people, let alone Cassie, you're asking, and a lot of people are asking, why would she stay? You know what I'm saying? Why would she go back? Now we know, as far as textbook, it's laid out for us. Okay. So there is a educational and scientific way to look at this, right? We've talked about victimization theory and several other things that we can get into as to the reason why victims stay. Okay. And you can apply this even maybe to even child abuse too as well. Okay. It's like that victim perpetrator dynamic that I'm speaking of. And like I said, a lot of people are asking, like, why would she stay? And then once you ask that question, you ask, why would she stay for so long? And like I've been saying, ever since I've covered the Cassie, even before, Cassie is not alone. So let's talk about it. Now, recently, and what brought this conversation on for me just to want to come on here and engage and share my POV, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Now, recently, Bad Baby had an interview, and I just came across this, okay? And in this interview, she's speaking on her relationship with her baby daddy. I'm just going to use that phrase, baby daddy, okay? His name is Levon. I'm not sure. I'm going to pull up the information now. But before I show you and play you this interview, I wanted to give you a little intro to it, like a little back into it. Um, So she goes on to speak about how she is so happy that she didn't leave her baby daddy, because there are things that he did for her, or uh, provided for her, or is to her, that she could not find anywhere else. And it wasn't it's concerning and in a way sad to me. And I think I would be a little more combative if I was more her age. You understand what I'm saying? But it was just concerning to me in the way that she was passionately speaking about this toxic man, okay? That we saw literally abuse this woman, this young woman, okay? In the most brutal way. I mean, I'm not saying there's a varying degree of domestic violence, but if you look at it, if you call the popos, right? Say, for example, you call the popos and you get into, you go back and forth, it's mad day. We've all experienced mad day, right? Things get a little out of hand. He throws something, may break something, you may get mad, whatever. You guys may tussle for a phone. Somebody gets a scratch. Somebody, falls or something like that. Really nothing. But when you call the popos out there, guess what? If they see some type of physical injury, that I don't care what it is, somebody has to go to jail by law, because that's the way it's set up. So that would, and what would it fall up under? Domestic violence. So even something as minor as that can fall. So there is a varying degree of abuse that falls up under domestic violence. We are looking at the most extreme cases, you guys. All right. Even the normal that we think is normal, that society has normalized, is not even normal. But what I'm looking at is extreme cases of abuse. Okay. This is a perfect example of her as if this is a good thing that she stuck with this man even after he cheated. She wrote a whole rap on this man cheating on her. Okay. And yet she can sit up here in this chair and say that she is happy that she didn't leave this man. I want you guys to look, because I don't think my voice or just me is doing any justice. Okay. Let me go ahead and play this for you guys. Okay. Hold on. Let me bring it up for you. Give you guys, we're going to play by the YouTube rules. Okay. And give credit where credit is due. Right now I'm going to X. Okay. Let's see where this is. Let me bring this up, you guys, because I want you guys to hear what is coming out of this woman's mouth. Okay. With all respect due, we have to keep a level playing field. I know that youth has a part to play in this, but let's just look at the mindset. Okay. Let's just look at the mindset that's going on right now. Hold on. Let me make sure this is it, guys. And I want you guys to take a listen to this. Is this it? Oh, no. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, you guys. I forgot I have a clip of it. Let me pull up this clip right quick. And you guys go ahead and take a listen to this. I don't know what show this is, guys. I don't know who this is.
I have with him and anybody else, and it's gotten so much better. I went through so much shit with my mom. My mother has done unspeakable things to me. You know what people say? Even online. That's your mom. That's your mom. Why don't people say that's your man? So it's okay.
So because you're not blood, so because he's not your blood, you have to put up with it.
Even tied with a child.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Like your mom could do unspeakable things and you have to tolerate it or forgive it
people
or get over it because
say
it's your mom.
She should still respect her mother. She should still respect her mother. And people are going to say, oh, because she gave birth to you. No, y'all say that about brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins. Y'all do that. Y'all say that. When it's family, it's okay.
It's not, though.
No, it's not.
It's
but
not
I'm saying why should they have to stay around him after what he's done? But just because I had a black eye once and he cheated on me means I should leave him forever and break up I went through so much. I'm so happy that I didn't leave him, because I would never find what I have with him in anybody else. And it's gotten so much better. It's like a whole different ball game. And it's like, I always think about it like, damn, if I would have left, I'd be missing out on this.
But then it's also like the opposite end of the things could be like, what happens if, you know, like it's not even about you leaving him. What if it's the other way around? Like, it's just, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel loved. I want your daughter to feel loved. I don't know what it's like to be a mom. I know what it's like to be a woman.
Bye.
Okay, so you heard what Bad Baby had to say with tears in her eyes. Okay. And this is the mentality of a lot of women. Now, should they take accountability? Yes. But it's also society's norms and what society decides to accept as norms. Right? What's good is bad, what's bad is good. The dysfunction of these relationships, some of us grew up as this being normal. Why? Not only in your household, but society as a whole. has normalized DV. We say the word DV like we say, you know what I'm saying? It's like an everyday word. It just fits right in. And we say it so easily. We claim it so easily. We own it so easily. And this is because society, in a way, accepts this behavior. We know how humans behave. If you allow somebody to do something, they're going to keep doing it. So we have a whole sector of society that knows in some way, shape, or form that society accepts toxic behavior. And this is what perpetuates it. It's not just a generational curse. Sometimes it's all we know. And I'm just being honest. But if you look, you can see the pattern, and it goes beyond socioeconomics. Okay? Because yes, there's some women out here right now, some lowbrow hoes that's doing this for people that are broke. And y'all are jumping on Cassie? There are everyday women that are going through, not to this extreme. Remember, Cassie, what we're looking at are extreme cases, not just the norm. And I'm sorry to say that, but this is where society has me. Where I have to where there's different degrees of domestic violence that I have to talk about. But there are women every day that are going through this, and the man is broke. There's no Range Rover in the driveway. There's no 2 apartments fully furnished, one in Miami, one in Los Angeles. There's no trip to Cannes. There's no Hamptons. There's none of that. There's no allowance of $40,000, $50,000 a month. None of that. And there are women that are doing the same thing. Why? Why do they stay? It has to be a common string, a common ground, right? Let's get past we are dumb hoes. And when I say that, I mean in the past for me. But I still want to claim it so that it doesn't look like I'm sitting pointing the finger, because I was once there. Now I'm on the other side. So I feel like I can reach out and just tell my story through my point of view, but still stick to the facts so that you guys can see that Cassie is not alone. This is textbook when you look at it. And I'm about to bring a picture. I'm about to show you Sky Jackson, Holly Berry. Okay, I'm about to bring up some pictures on Rihanna and Krishan Rock. I'm about to show you how Bad Baby got pummeled and how he viciously attacked her. There is hate in this, girl. How can you ever be proud to hold on to this man who means you nothing but destruction? On top of the fact that you're the one who holds the bag. I don't care if he's the most successful DJ / rapper / streamer in the world. He ain't Kai Cenat. You're holding the purse strings here. On top of the fact, guys, and we're not even going to get into this, that this girl just had the battle of her life. She was battling the C word. Okay? And generational curses, because she was fighting her mama. When we met Bad Baby, she was fighting her mama. So I'm not gonna take away from that. When we met Bad Baby, she was fighting her mama in the laundry room, toe to toe. They was on the ground rumbling. I saw the Dr. Phil episode, so I know this is how we met her. This is the Catch Me Outside girl, right? So let's go ahead and get into this, you guys. Did you hear what she said? I just want to break that down. And then I am going to share with you the reasons why women like this stay around and why it has to change. Because it's all about a mindset. Listen to what she has to say, y'all. And we're going to break this down. Not really break it down, but I got some things to say.
I'm so happy that I didn't leave him, because I would never find what I have with him in anybody else. And much better. I went through so much shit with my mom. My mother better. I went through so much shit with my mom. My mother has gotten so much.
Now, mind you, he was whooping her ass while she was fighting cancer. But he's the best. Have you guys seen that video? How could it get any better? This is not this didn't just happen. This didn't happen years ago. This just recently happened. Okay? She also mentions her mother, which it can get no more toxic than a toxic mom. And she definitely, we saw them rumbling, like I told you. That's how we met them. So we're not gonna act like we don't see that. But when do we move away from that and not use that as a crutch or an excuse? When we know better. If somebody is slapping you upside your head and it's starting to happen a lot, if somebody is putting you down verbally and it's tearing down your self-esteem and they're doing it in a systematic way and they have a pattern of behavior, that's a red flag. That's where your intuition comes in. You just choose to dumb it down. So at what point do we take accountability and responsibility for dumbing down what we know is wrong? With everything that is against bad baby, I understand your mom is toxic. It's crazy. I understand that you were violated when you were a child. It's crazy. Right? I understand older men have been coming at you and 50 million of them were waiting for you to turn 18, so much so that you made almost $60 million in 24 hours on your OnlyFans. We get it. Not to mention the relationship that you had with Chief Keef when you were underage. I did a story on it. I just had to delete it. So I get where she's coming from, but it's about where you're at. And it's about you changing your own destiny, your own future. Because you're just asking for trouble, girl. Now, you hear her words, right? You hear she said something about her mama. Let me let you look at these videos, okay? This is what she's talking about. And this is why I don't want to ignore this, but we can no longer use this as a crutch. Maybe not an excuse. We can't even use it as a crutch anymore. Maybe you can use it as a crutch, but you can't use it as an excuse because it's time to make some moves. It's time to stop allowing ourselves to be beat up like this. All right. Let me just show you guys. I just want to show you. Hold on. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to pull it up. Let me make sure that you guys can hear me because sometimes I talk and I don't pay attention. Hey, Whitney, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. You say, I don't think all of the women are the problem. I think these women hope and pray that it will get better. So they stick around for something like FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah, most definitely. That's that FOMO that I tell you guys about. And I'm speaking from experience too. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, it's toxic, but and I'm just looking through the eyes of somebody who were living in luxury. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but my apartment, like my shopping sprees, the money, the $1,000 that he leaves on the dresser every 2 weeks for me to get my hair done, like DoorDash, like anytime I want, like expensive restaurants. Like, I'd have to give up the Range Rover. Um, he's basically my source of everything. Oh yeah, and to mention my whole freaking career is in this man's hands. Um, and most of all, ain't no bitch about to come up here and take nope. Ain't no bitch about to come up here and take that. No. You see, if I'm here, abuse and all, if I'm here, that bitch can't be here. Okay, ain't nobody finna come up in here, take my Range Rover, be sitting up in here twiddling her toes up in this kitchen. Girl, I'll just stay. I mean, I don't know, y'all. That's what I was thinking. I know it's dumb, but that's what I was thinking. Like, I'll stay here through the abuse, through all of it, just so that hoe won't be able to come sit up in here. And then if you with a narcissist or really somebody talk to, they gonna triangulate you. They gonna make you feel like you trash, but then they gonna up everybody else. And it's real simple. They do it real simply. Like, maybe they'll be on Instagram, right? And they'll keep liking the same girls posts over and over again. Or you'll look over their shoulder and they're, like, doing something like that. Or they may say something over and over again to make you feel bad about yourself, and then up other women in one way, shape, or form, which is sort of like a silent competition. And they kind of hint in a way like, yeah, bitch, you can leave. I'm just gonna bring somebody in, somebody else gonna be in you be like, no. And then it turns into like a competition where you like, nigga, you ain't finna get rid of me that easy. Nah, while all the time you getting your ass whooped. You're being treated like ish. You see the psychology there? You see how easy it is to fall into that? I'm just showing you guys a different light, okay? It's not even textbook. It's just what I've seen too. And what I've been through. That was my way of thinking when I was in that situation. I just, I mean, it wasn't constant, but that was what I was thinking. And then it comes in between the abuse comes honeymoon phase. You understand what I'm saying? After he fights you and y'all break, there's a makeup session. It's called the honeymoon phase. And there's a lot of little honeymoon phases after every mad day. And you guys continue to make up, to break up, to make up, to break up. Okay. I was breaking up and making up every 4 days. Every 4 days, we was making up and breaking up. That's no way to be in a relationship. That's no way to live. Now, I wanted to show you guys, hold on, exactly what Bad Baby is talking about, because she brought up her mom too, and her mom is just as toxic. I mean, the relationship, I don't know if it'll ever change, because this is recently what I'm about to show you, but you guys go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to show you first. And these are the pictures that Bad Baby put out. And I want to reiterate this. We wouldn't know anything about this if she didn't put it out. Now, thank God that she did, because maybe she can bring awareness and get the help that she needs. But boasting and pushing this interview that she just did in the face of what we've seen her put out, like these photos I'm about to show you, it's not a good look. It's not a good message to be putting out to others. And I'm going to show you. Hold on, let me see. I'm getting ready to show you guys. Hold on. Is this it? Yeah. No, hold on. I'm getting ready to show you the pictures and the video, mind you, that Bad Baby put out on her own. Okay? And this is the back and forth that victims go through when they go through something like this. And now you looking crazy because at first you was done with him. Oh, this is it. Look what he done to me. Look what he done to me. But you know what? That doesn't always work the way that you want it to. And this is what happens when you weaponize abuse, when you weaponize a situation, right? That's just like when you call the police on somebody just because you're jealous and you're really in a serious relationship, right? You don't do those type of things because they can backfire. Now, let me show you the picture and put this up so you guys can see this. And this is what Bad Baby put up. And what is the date? I just told you. Didn't even happen but a year ago. All right. What also you are going to see is the abuse in what she's talking about, how she got this black eye. Now, I'm not saying a traditional smack in the eye with the good old fist pump is any better, but I want you to pay attention to the brutality and the viciousness. And this is your mother of your child. This is someone that you're supposed to be building a life with, a future with. This is supposed to be the love of your life. This is the person that you lay with every night. You're supposed to protect her and be the provider, right? Let me go ahead and show you guys. Hold on. Hold on, guys. And let me make sure you guys can see this. I'm going to blow it up a little bit. Mind you, nobody put this up but Bad Baby. Okay, let me remove this. Hold on, you guys. Abusers will play on that too. Yeah. Hi, Pastechi. Good morning. Good morning, guys. All right, so let me show you guys. Is it here? Oh, hold on. Let me show you guys what Bad Baby just went through. Not even a year ago, July of 2024. We're only in May. Okay. And you mean to tell me that everything is worked out and you ain't got no ass whooping since? Hogwash. Hogwash. You guys go ahead and take a look at this so I can remind you of why it's not a good idea to push that interview that Bad Baby did. Because if it is, we're moving backwards. Hold on. I don't know why this is moving kind of slow, y'all. If it is, like I said, we're moving backwards. And we don't got no time to be moving backwards. None at all. You guys go ahead and take a look at this. Can you guys go ahead and see that? Yeah. You guys can see the date right up there. It says July 7th, 2024. Bad Baby gets beat up by her ex baby daddy. So he was her ex and he doing you like this? Mind you, this woman is fighting cancer. Well, she was, even at this time. Trust me. Battling cancer. And this man thought it would be a good idea to beat her up. And Bad Baby is not big by a long shot. They just throw women around like rag dolls. Disrespectful. Just horrific abuse. Why would you want to inflict this much pain on anybody, even if you didn't like them? And this is not your enemy, right? So why would you want to inflict this much pain on this woman? Even if she was a bitch, even if she cheated, even if, why would you want to beat somebody so viciously like this? And I can answer that. Because it's not the woman. Now, you may trigger something in that man. Okay. And he made trauma bond. You made trauma bond with him with his repeated systematic abuse and pattern of behavior, his method of operation may give you Stockholm qualities, toxic stress, right? Trauma bond. But it's not you. Because what we are about to see in this video is rage. And rage comes from within. Is something wrong with the abuser? No matter if the abuser is a man or woman. Specifically, we're speaking about men because 75% of the time, women are the victims. It just is what it is. Okay? 85, 95% of the time, the man is going to be stronger because we know genetics. We know science. So we already know a man is stronger than a woman. So this is where the dynamics come in at, but I'm never going to ignore the fact that it can be a man or a woman. Okay. Specifically, we are talking about men right now. Okay. It's rage. You guys take a look at this video and you let me know what you think. This is Bad Baby's Ring doorbell camera, and she put this out there. Okay. She put this out there. And this is her baby daddy, the one that she's crying over and so happy that she didn't let go of him because nobody else can give him what give you an ass whooping. He could have killed, he could have unalived you, girl. You could have hit your head, your temple in a certain kind of way and not be here today. You guys take a look at this. Hold on. Let me go ahead and play it for you. Does that look like love to you? Does that look like somebody you should be crying over and happy that you're still in a relationship with? Do you see how this man brutally slams her by her hair, her face, slamming into the concrete? That's how she got that black eye. It wasn't him punching her like a normal DV victim. This is beyond DV. These women are being brutally attacked as if they hate us. And you know what? I think some of them do. This looks hateful and full of rage. And as you see up in the corner, this is Bad Baby's page. She put this out. This was on her Instagram story. But you know, once you put it out, it lives on the internet forever. So, although her story is no longer there, we're still able to see it. And this is how she was feeling on this day, right? She was ready to expose him, leave him, but she stayed. And now he's the best thing since sliced bread, and she couldn't see her life without him because she can't find anything that he has to offer in anybody else. How about yourself, girl? How about finding it in yourself? Instead of looking outward, how about you look inward? Look at how this man is treating this woman right now in front of your eyes. Look at the result of him slamming her to the ground. Do you guys see this? You thought he just socked her, huh? No. This is the result of her face hitting the concrete, because guess what? He slammed her down by her hair to the concrete and her face hit the concrete. Yeah, that vicious. What does anybody do to deserve this vicious beating? And this is just on Mad Day. Everybody has ups and downs in relationships in Mad Day, and this is what's going to happen. What could they possibly, I'm asking you guys, what could they possibly have been arguing, disagreeing over that caused him to slam Bad Baby's face, grab her by her hair, and slam her whole body? Mind you, she's not, even if she was the strongest person in the world, she is recently was fighting cancer, which probably means chemotherapy. You think you're going to be at your strongest? He probably could have blew her and she probably would have fell over like a feather. And the internet was even making fun, not knowing that she had the big C word, and making fun of how skinny she was. So that right there should tell you the frailty that she was in when this occurred. It just happened last year. Like she's trash. Look at how he pushed her on the ground. Threatening that he's going to take your daughter away from you. And this is the best thing you've had. And you're proud to get on a podium, on a platform, knowing that you have millions and millions of followers, and say some shit like he's the best thing that ever happened to you. Are you out your mind? Now, I put 2 and 2 together, but imagine a 14-year-old putting this story with this story together, or an impressionable mind. You don't even have to be a minor. Impressionable mind putting these 2 stories together and not coming up with the same conclusion that we're coming up with, but they're actually agreeing with her. This is just breeding a generational dysfunction. Y'all, let me stop this so I can see what exactly she says on this message. She says that he threatens that he's going to take her daughter. And this is what you're trying to hold on to. Hold on. This man think he gonna take my daughter from me. Say whatever you want, but trying to take my baby is crazy. How many more fights you think they done had like this? This is what y'all was fighting over, for him to slam you down into the ground like that? Jesus Christ. I mean, is it really that serious? It is, because we need to be looking at the man, the person that is inflicting this. Something is wrong with you, sir. The rage and the contempt and the viciousness and the way that you are violating this woman, there's something wrong in you. That's why it becomes a vicious cycle, because there's something wrong with the person that's inflicting the pain. We always look at the victim first. I'm not saying don't look at the victim, but we should always look at the person that's inflicting the pain and ask them damn questions first. Get them 21 questions out the way first. Y'all always, I won't say that because somebody else was saying that too. And I'm like, who is y'all? Most people. And I'm going to start doing that too, because y'all is so broad, and it's not everybody. Most people. Okay? Generally speaking, they look to the victim first. Well, why'd you stay? Well, why are you putting up with it? Why do I have to put up? Why is there something to put up with? Why is there even violence? Why? That's all I want, y'all. Y'all be thinking that most people think that when I say that that I'm saying, oh, just excuse the victim. No, I'm not saying excuse the victim. Don't look at the victim. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's you guys just dead zone, just bull's eye straight to the victim. The victim is the aftermath. The victim is the effect. Okay? All I'm saying is we need to question, interrogate, run down on the cause first. Okay? There's a pecking order to this, and y'all skipping steps. That's all I'm saying. Y'all skipping steps. And if you guys wouldn't skip steps, number one, victims would want to come out more. Okay? Number two, when they do come out, this is what happens to them. You guys attack them so they don't want to come out. Maybe if you guys went in order, in the pecking order, maybe more victims would be supported. The ones that are telling the truth. Okay? Not the fake hoes, not the liars. I mean, I don't know, guys. I tell me what you think about that. But I want you to see this one more time before I take this down, okay? And this is what she's proud that she held on to. This is the best thing that is in her life. Okay? All right. Okay? And mind you, she put this little slideshow. You see the name that's up there. Who put this slideshow together for the world to see? She know how many followers she has. She wanted you to see this. Why? Because she's a victim. And she knows this is wrong. She knows this is extreme. But she used it to weaponize, not to change, not to get out of this situation, not to put her daughter first, but to weaponize this against him. She used the social media and this recording to try to weaponize social media against him. Because you already got this, girl. You already got your proof that you need when you go to the police. You already got the proof you need when you go to court to try to get custody of your daughter. You didn't have to put your proof on blast, and we didn't have to see it. You already had it because we're looking at it. So you tried to use social media to weaponize this, and now you out here looking stupid because you on the interview probably forgot what you said, and now you crying, you choking back tears, talking about he the best you done. Girl, you deserve a smack for that. Girl. Somebody your age, weight, size, and height y'all need to go to Burger King parking lot because I want to keep it fair. Okay? Somebody need to really fight you. But I just wanted you guys to see, okay? I just wanted you guys to see that. And this is what she's proud of. Where's that video at? Hold on. This is what she wants to hold on to. Just because you want to be in a relationship. Just because we want a warm body next to us. Let me pull this up so you guys can actually, this is what she's proud of, guys. This is the man that she speaks of. And this is a recent interview that Bad Baby did. Fast forward to like 3 days ago. That was last year in July. Now we're coming forward to this year, almost 2 months shy of a year, and she didn't flip the whole script. This is what she has to say now about that same man. Take a listen.
Anybody else? and it's gotten so much better. I went through so much shit with my mom. My mother has done unspeakable things to me. You know what people say? Even online. That's your mom. That's your mom. Why don't people say that's your man? So it's okay.
Like, so because you're not blood, so because he's
even
not your blood, you
tied
have
with
to
a
put up with it.
child. Even tied with a child.
I see what
People-
you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? People,
Like your mom could do unspeakable things, and you have to tolerate it or forgive it or
people
get over it
always
because
say
it's your mom.
she should still respect her mother. She should still respect her mother. And people are gonna say, oh, because she gave birth to you. No, y'all say that about brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins. Y'all do that. Y'all say that when it's family. It's okay.
It's not though.
No, it's not.
It's
but
not
I'm saying
okay.
to why should they have to stay around him after what he's done? But just because I had a black eye once and he cheated on me means I should leave him forever and break up a. I went through so much. I'm so happy that I didn't leave him because I would never find what I have with him in anybody else. And it's gotten so much better. It's like a whole different ball game. And it's like, I always think about it like, damn, if I would have left, I'd be missing out on this.
But then it's also like the opposite end of the things could be like, what happens if, like it's not even about you leaving him? What if it's the other way around? Like, it's just, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel loved. I want your daughter to feel loved. I don't know what it's like to be a mom. I know what it's like to be a woman.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I apologize. For some reason, my microphone keeps cutting me off. But like I said, guys, for anybody who would have to go through this at any age or any stage, because I couldn't imagine going through this, to have a toxic mom or a toxic dad. So this goes out really, it can go for anybody, you know? But hold on, let me show you this. Just across the board, period. The rules that she's saying that bad baby mentioned, like that's your mother, you should love her, you should overlook that. That's not even true. But you certainly shouldn't make it okay for somebody who is abusing you that you're not even related to. You didn't have any choice of whose coochie you came out of, but you got a choice of who you let in your coochie. So comparing your abusive baby daddy, who also, and we'll get into that, you accused him of sleeping with Alabama Barker. As a matter of fact, you made a whole song of it. And then Alabama Barker came back like, he's been reaching out to me for a good year. And then on top of that, you released, I guess, a screenshot of a message between them and him and her. And you made a whole rap about it. So on top of him beating your ass, he a cheater and an open cheater too. Girl, knock it off. Knock it off. Thank you, Queen TLC, because I didn't know that my sound was off. Thank you, because I would have kept on talking. Yeah, toxic parents are often the gateway into toxic relationships. Yes, because that's all you know. Like, honestly, like that, it has to be the worst. And recently there's a TikToker or something that just went viral because she used to do the TikToks with her mom, and her mom has been hating her the whole time. And she said even before she got on TikTok, when she was 8, I think she realized it, that her mom hated her, and that she had a toxic a narcissistic mom. And they went on to, I guess, get on TikTok and do TikToks together, and people were noticing how her mom was hating on her and jealous of her. And so she branched off because they were successful, and she now was recently trying to move. I don't know, you can look it up, but it just popped in my mind. And she just went on to tell the story of how her mom has been this toxic narcissist. And somebody put together a little video of them being live, and her mother was hating. Her mother was giving her all these looks, and it was just horrible. It was horrible to hear that story. But shout out to you guys, because you guys are strong. If you guys choose the right road, you guys can be unstoppable. I'm not even lying, because the resiliency and what you had to go through. See, the key is living through that and turning it into something positive, not continuing that same abusive behavior. See, a lot of people are too weak, and we choose to give in and be like be like our abuser and inflict that on others. That's the problem. Most people that go through that type of thing are strong enough to choose the right path because they're out there. And those are the ones that we look up to. Those are the ones that we celebrate. Those are the ones that we should be lifting our voices up to as examples. And I'm telling you, it works. It really does. It works. So yeah, that's just the way it is. Let's see. I was gonna say something about E Kane, but let's go ahead and go on to this, because I'll just start talking and get off course. Okay, so hold on. Let me bring this up for you guys. And this is just so you guys can see it as well, on reasons why people stay in abusive relationship. This could be a relationship between, brothers and sisters, or a narcissistic mom or dad, or, you're growing up in a narcissistic, or a toxic environment. It could be men and women, a boyfriend and girlfriend, man and wife, wife and husband. So it goes across the board. So let's go ahead and look at this. I'm gonna make sure I blow it up a little bit so you guys can see. We're just gonna really kind of go over this, like why many people hear that someone is in an unhealthy or abusive relationship. Their first question is, why don't they leave? If you've never been through an abusive relationship, hold on, y'all, because I gotta make sure y'all can hear me, because I'll be just running off at the mouth. Okay, yeah, y'all can hear me. Hold on. If you've never been through an abusive relationship, this sort of response might seem logical. Just throw your deuces up and move on with your life, right? But here's the thing, when it comes to relationships, abuse, it's never just as easy as just leaving. And we're here to tell you why. Okay. So, leaving an abusive relationship is hard for many reasons. Here are 11 of the many reasons that someone in an unhealthy or toxic situation might stay with their partner. Okay. Number one, society, like I said, normalizes unhealthy behavior. So people may not understand that the relationship is abusive. Okay. That's all they know. That's all they know. Right? They think of it as normal. It's hard for them to identify relationships as abusive if they've never seen a normal relationship. Number two, emotional abuse destroys your self esteem, makes it feel impossible to start fresh. Now, often people in emotionally abusive relationships may not understand that they are being abused because there's no violence involved. Also, many will dismiss or downplay emotions because they don't think it's as bad as physical abuse. It's hard for those in abusive relationships to leave their partners after they've continuously been made to feel worthless and like there's no better option for themselves. That pattern of abuse, that repeated behavior, okay, the method of operation causes you to start to believe what they're saying to you, okay? And we also be like, well, it's not physical. I'm not getting beat up. Abuse is abuse, you guys. Number three, cycle of abuse. The cycle of abuse. After every abusive incident comes a makeup honeymoon phase. And this is what the perpetual cycle of abuse that I was talking about. And it's a vicious cycle because we're dealing with vicious individuals that are displaying and giving out vicious ass whoopings. Okay. Often, when an abusive situation happens, it is followed by an abuser doing something nice or apologizing and promise that they'll never do it again. This makes their partner minimize the original abusive behavior. So we minimize and make excuses for the abuse. He's just drunk, or he just had a bad day, or it's my fault. I kind of was a bitch. That's what we do. Okay. Whether it's unconscious or conscious, guys. All right, so let's go on to number four. It's dangerous to leave, like very dangerous. All right, and we've heard this over and over again that it takes an abuser, a victim, at least 7 times before they're able to leave successfully. And many times, leaving an abusive relationship is not only emotionally difficult, but can also be life threatening, like in Cassie's case. Okay, this man is blowing up cars, unaliving people, whooping her ass every chance he get on the fly. She don't never know when, throwing this woman off the boat, locking her out the Hamptons estate, um, just throwing her around like a rag doll, okay, kicking her, stomping her, beating her. All right. This is the most dangerous time in an abusive relationship is post breakup. The most dangerous time is when you're getting ready to leave. Very dangerous. This is the point where anything can happen. And y'all wondering why Cassie didn't leave. That bitch thought she was going to die. Okay? She was a junkie. Don't get high on your own supply. She's not. She getting high on Diddy's supply. I'm pretty sure Cassie could have did for herself, but she allowed Diddy to take over everything. Her career, over her finances, because she had none. She had to depend on him. Her apartment, both of them, her livelihood, her fucking life. Okay? Just the thought that you gonna die. Forget the FOMO, forget the hoes, forget how I be trying to play up and down. That is a factor, y'all. But I kind of be like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of willy-nilly about that. That's not the main factor. Sometimes it is, because we're talking about a span of 10 years. Okay? You know how many days had to go by? Some of those days were filled with dumbness. Okay? Just plain stupidity. That's all I'm saying. All right? Women are 70 times more likely to be unalived in the weeks after leaving their abusive partner than any other time during the relationship. So not only when you leave, how scary that is, but the aftermath. Were you at home, in the shelter, at your mama house? It don't matter. Because at this point, you think he can come anywhere, right? All right. So number 5, guys, it's not just hard to break up safely, it's also hard to escape the cycle of control. People in abusive relationships often attempt to break up with their partner several times before the breakup sticks. On average, a person in abusive relationships will attempt to leave 7 times before finally leaving for good. People in abusive relationships often attempt to break up with their partner several times before it sticks. Okay. Now, number 6, society perpetuates a ride or die mindset. And this is what I was talking about. Okay. That ride or die mindset. And most people in unhealthy or abusive relationships might stay with their partner or get back together, AKA Cassie, after a breakup because they feel pressure to not give up, to forgive and forget, and to ride it out. Now, pop culture glamorizes being a ride or die chick. I need a ride or die chick. I didn't even know that was still a thing. Y'all still riding and dying? Because y'all about to die if y'all don't leave these months. I'm just playing. So it's ride or die for your friends, for your partner, making people out to be in the wrong for leaving their partner. And while being loyal is a great thing, a good friend or partner would never endanger you or hurt you. That brings me full circle back to, why am I getting my ass beat in the first place? Like, why does there even have to be the violence? Why are you socking me in my eye in the first place? Why are you dragging me 50 yards outside till I hit my head on a rock, Cassie, in the first place? Can we talk it out? Is there a better way? Yeah, y'all. 7, they feel personally responsible for their partner. Okay. After the conflict, an abuser will turn the situation around and make their partner feel guilty or as though they were somehow at fault. This type of behavior is known as what? One of my favorite words is what? What's my favorite word? Bitch. Why you got to say it like short? Bitch. Gaslighting. Telling y'all. Now, number 8, they believe that if they stick it out, things might change. And we know that all too often. And people like me who have been in toxic relationships, abusive relationships, a lot of people in abusive relationships stay in them because they love their partner and they think that things will change. Or you think that you can change that person. They might also believe that their partner's behavior is due to like rough times, like I was saying. And they feel as though they may be at fault too as well. Like, oh, he's just having a bad day. It's just, oh, he's just drunk, or, and then you feel like you can change your partner. Like I said, never stay in a relationship in which you count on someone to change their behavior for the better. Okay. Because it's not going to happen. Number 9, there is social pressure to be in a perfect relationship. And this is a lot of times we try to keep that front, that face, that this is a perfect relationship and nothing is wrong. And if you bow out, you know what I'm saying, and end it, it's not going to be perfect. People are going to see your flaws. People are going to see that you failed in the relationship. I say, who cares? Get away while you can. Some cultures and social media only accentuate this pressure too. So if you're really, really into social media, you may want everything, and you've already put it on Front Street. That's why you shouldn't have. Some things are not meant for the internet, guys. And I think that's where a lot of ruin comes into, because you put on this front online and you have to keep that front up together forever. It's not going to be forever. Number 10, fear of how others will react. Now, people in abusive relationships often feel embarrassed to admit that their partner is abusive for fear of being judged, blamed, marginalized, pitied, or looked down on. Bingo. That is everything that encompasses most of us, right? For example, in some LGBTQIA relationships, someone may stay with their partner for fear of being outed. Now, 11 is they share a life together. And this is one of the biggest ones. I think it's why it's the last one. And what all these have to do with Cassie too as well. All these tie into the reasons why, on top of her being a junkie, Okay. On top of all the fame and the fortune and the opportunities and the Drake parties and all the opulence and the luxury that was thrown as a razzmatazz into just what we as normal people of general society would go through in a situation like this. He had everything. Okay. Although they didn't have any children, finances. He controlled their finances. And a lot of people that are in marriages share finances. They share children. And this is often the reason why people stay in abusive relationships. I can understand it. You know, I had to come to that point where a breaking point, you know. So who am I to judge somebody's breaking point? I see it as extreme. I don't see how you lasted for 10 years, but I can't question it because my breaking point was 3 years. 3 days is 3 days too long, even in my situation, let alone 3 years. So I'm just putting it out there. The dependency is heightened in the relationship where one partner is differently abled. But there are similar factors that affect young people's decisions to stay in relationship, included shared friend groups and living situations. Okay. So, yeah. So basically, I just wanted to go over, just the basics of this. But staying in any unhealthy relationship is dangerous, you guys. And you should always try to get out when you can. And nothing should prioritize or be more important than your safety. And if you have children, the safety of your children. But y'all, yeah, I just wanted to be able to show you that. And when I say Cassie is not alone, that is what I mean. That is what I mean when I say Cassie is not alone. Okay, I got one more to show you guys because I'm just thinking, and my mind is rushing with all of these incidences, everything that's happening that can be related to Cassie and the situation that she was in. Sky Jackson just got a restraining order against her toxic baby daddy. Holly Berry just got temporary full custody of Halo, and also got a restraining order against DDG. Right? Chris Brown was just released from custody in the UK, but we can all remember what he did to Rihanna. Tory Lanez has also been in the news recently, and maybe not for this, but one of the things that we do know him for is what? Pow-powing Meg the Stallion. All of these men seem to have something in common. And this is where I talk about society's norms and what is considered and normalized in society. Because remember, we were given this world, we didn't make it. A lot of us were able to break away from the abuse, but we came back. We came back to help you hoes. Let me go ahead and pull this up to show you guys that Cassie is not alone, although extreme, although sad, right? Although preventable. Like if she could do it all over again. But we have to take into accountability the control and the circumstances and the positions and the power that were in play in this whole situation. And at 19, I can definitely tell you I would have been lost in the sauce. I definitely would have been lost. I can just tell you right now. At 19, I would have been lost in the sauce. There would have been no hope at all. All right, so let's go to here. And let me show you guys why I always say Cassie is not alone and why we should not ignore the signs. Because have we forgotten about Krishan Rock? Have we forgotten about Krishan Rock? I'd have throw her in there too. Let me show you guys these pictures. Let me just take you guys down memory lane so we can see why Cassie is not alone and why Diddy is not the only one. And there's a certain sector of society, a certain sector of men, but because it is normalized in the fabric of America, it seems like they are the majority. Because I always say the good men are either taken or they're on an island somewhere, okay, handcuffed to a pipe in somebody's basement. So there's good men out there. They're just chained to a pipe somewhere on an island. Let me let you guys take a picture, a look at this. And I want to see if you guys remember this and why it's so important to know that time doesn't heal all wounds. Okay? Because these women that we are about to speak of are still suffering from this. Okay? Krishan don't know which way is up. She talking about she getting married. Girl, I thought you was already married. Now you with Figgy tugging somebody up, and she's using social media to weaponize and get back in a relationship. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. You guys take a look at this. She's still lost in the sauce. You know how long ago this happened? This is one of the many times that she got her ass whooped. And you guys know why she bald on one side of her head, right? It wasn't like Cassie, okay? Nobody told her to shave the side of her head. Like Diddy told Cassie to shave the side of her head because he just saw a woman one time with her head shaved and just made Cassie shave her head. No. Blueface actually pulled out one side of Krishan's head because he ripped the braids out of her head. He busted down the door because she had his phone, and he ripped the braids out of her head. And that's why she bald on one side of her head today. Okay? Let me go ahead and show you guys this picture. Make sure you guys can see this. You guys remember this? When Blueface attacked Krishan Rock? She was in back of that Uber. They were coming back from a this is just my memory, y'all, because I did a story on this. They were coming back from an event. She got paid. She got paid $11,000. They were in the back of an Uber. And I forgot what caused them to start fighting, because when they used to do the events, he used to get the money and then give it to Krishan for some reason. She never got to hold her own money. So anyway, long story short, he ended up trying to push her out of the back of the car, and he ended up hitting her like this. Now, who put this out there? Krishan, because they're trying to do what? Use social media to weaponize the abuse, to garner people to be on their side and to go against the person, in this case, Blueface. And it always backfires, because you turn out and end up not only continuing to suffer and go through what you go through, nothing is ever resolved, nothing is ever solved, and you end up looking like the dumb Dora. You end up looking crazy. Because after all of this, look at what this man did to you. This should tell you right here that he don't give a F about you. You guys remember this? And to this day, we done went from this. Now she got a bigger, she done covered up the tattoo from her neck and got a whole new tattoo on the side of her face of this man. She done got married to this man, recently broke up with Figgy and got back with him. But now she see that Angie ain't going nowhere. She tried to apologize to Jaden. She tried to apologize to Carlissa because she saw that room being prepared at Blueface's house for her child. So she thinks they can kumbaya and all of a sudden she can jump to the other side. Girl, no. No. They are not effing with you. And Blueface is not effing with you. Because Carlissa even put out the thing. He was like, don't trust her. I wouldn't. Yeah. And you see Angie over there chilling with Carlissa. Now you want to let bygones be bygones, like you going to be up in the mix. And you've already been kicked out of Blueface's house. So this is why it's backfiring on her, because she's using it to weaponize, to garner sympathy, to get people on her side instead of doing it for the right thing, for the right reasons. Right? That's all I'm saying. But this, I wanted to remind you guys of this. Let's just hold on. Let's just take a little stroll. Because I think I wanted to also show you guys. And let me see what you guys are saying in the comments too as well. I wanted to also show you guys what happened between Bad Baby and her mom and how toxic her mom is. Like, I get it. I get it. I get it. I do. I really get it. You said, I know one thing that I struggled with in my situation was naivety. I struggled to accept that someone could intentionally do me that dirty. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more in the way the younger that you are, because no matter how experienced you are, I don't care if you've been doing it since you were 13, there's going to be some, you experience that with a 13-year-old mind. That's just like if somebody was like, yeah, when I was 12, I had to be the adult. I had to cook and I had to take on, you took on an adult role, but you still did it at the mind of a 9-year-old. You had to do adult things, but you still did it with the 12-year-old body and a 12-year-old mind. You understand? So your understanding of what you were doing was still limited because you haven't lived enough. You've only been on the earth for 12 years. So I definitely get it. You know, there's a sense of not knowing and being naive and trusting, you know. What'd you say? But honestly, abusive relationships are super normal. Yeah. Thank you for saying it, because people sometimes act like what I'm saying is so far off. Like, as far as I'm concerned, in the world I grew up in, maybe even, yep, the most normal. Exactly. Exactly. All right, you guys, go ahead and take a look at this. Hold on. And I don't want to keep you guys any long, but I had to speak on this because, bro, I'm seeing a pattern and I'm going to point it out. Hold on. Let me scroll. Let me scroll up. Let's see. Blueface threatened to kick Rock in the stomach. Okay, let me just refresh you. September 7th of 2023. And we've come full circle to 2 years and it's still nowhere. They done been to jail since then, and we still back at square one with this funky ass. Nah. We still at square one. Blueface threatened to kick Rock in the stomach and unalive her and their son. Do y'all see that? You see the caption? The caption reflects what is going on at the time. The caption reflects what's going on in the picture in the post. She could straight get a restraining order, to be honest, and he would have attempted red rum charges. But he really thinks he'd be able to get that baby. This is what we're looking at. This is what it's come to. Yes, she loved this man and put this man first. Vicious cycle, y'all. Let me scroll. Let's see. Is this the one? Now, The video I'm about to show you guys is going to be the last video that I'm going to play, right? And this kind of ties everything together. And this is another reason why I wanted to address this and to make sure that people know that that interview that Bad Baby did is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Okay? And a lot of abuse that we've seen going on between Krishan Rock and all of these people. Krishan Rock, I said Halle Bailey, even Ruby Rose, who warned us about DDG, Sky Jackson, Meg Thee Stallion, Rihanna, right? Which lets me know that Cassie is not alone. Also, I named Tory Lanez, Chris Brown, DDG, Levon, who is Bad Baby's baby daddy, Diddy, and they all have a commonality. They all have been accused and have committed violence against women. Now, there is this viral video that's going around, and they are getting bolder and more brazen. Okay. These men are not giving a F about you or their offspring. I want to let y'all know that now. Okay. And this is for a certain sector of society of men. Now, specifically, we're talking about Black men, but this does go across the board, you guys. I'm covering the culture, and my culture just so happens to be the culture, hip hop culture, pop culture. Okay. And this video has gone viral, and it's of a baby daddy, okay, telling the baby mama, bitch, I will unalive you and my son. What did we just read right here that Blueface said? He was going to kick her in her stomach and do what? Yeah. He said, I'm going to unalive you and my child. Now, mind you, it was no hidden camera, wasn't no Ring doorbell camera. The woman was holding her phone in her hand for evidence. Hopefully that she'll take to the police. But you think he cared? They're getting more bold and more brazen, which means you got to take care of yourself. You have to protect yourself because these men are ready to take you out of here. And they do not care anymore. Let me let you guys go ahead and look at this. Okay, you guys go ahead and take a look at this video. Hold on, let me pull this up. I kind of got to squeeze it out. Hold on. Okay, let me see, guys. Let me see if this is it. They got a man right here threatens to strangle his pregnant girlfriend neck until it snaps. Wow. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. I want you guys to take a look at this video, okay? And let me pull it up for you guys. And this video is a woman is a video of a woman who recorded her baby daddy, okay? She recorded her child's father crashing out and threatening to unalive her and their son if she puts him on child support. Okay. And I quote, U-Haul, restraining order, full custody. This is not a drill. Because that's what she should be doing. You guys take a listen to this. Okay. Hold on.
I'm gonna need all my shit too whenever you drop my son off with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, don't think none of this shit sweet. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
So we done.
Yeah. And your child support, all that shit. You wanna put me on child support, all that. And what? Yeah. I'm gonna need all my shit too whenever you drop my son off with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, don't think none of this shit sweet. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
So we done.
Yeah. And your child support, all that shit. You want to put me on child support, all that. And while you recording me, I want this video recording to get me clear as day. And I'm in my right mind. I will kill you. And I'm saying anybody since you put me on child support. Don't come near me.
Okay.
And y'all will have y'all money and shit.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
You don't give a fuck. All you do is fuck other men.
Bro, can I go fool?
Yes. Go have fun with your other men.
And we see where his concentration is. We see what he's focused on. All you do is F other men. That's the real focus. His pride and his ego can't take it. It has nothing to do with the children. Ain't got nothing to do with the child support. It has to do that she gonna be laying up with other Nick while he putting money in her pocket. This is how he's seeing it. And we know it because he just said it. But let me rewind it for you so you guys can hear what he's saying to her. He said, I'm in my right mind. And I'm letting you know I will unalive you and my son. That is some scary. That's some scary. That's some Diddy shit. That's some Diddy and Cassie shit. You putting two and two together now? This is happening on all socioeconomic levels. That's what I'm saying. Let me rewind it so you guys can hear it one more time.
Yeah. I'm gonna need all my shit too whenever you drop my son off with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, don't think none of this shit sweet. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
So we done.
Yeah. And your child support, all that shit. You want to put me on child support, all that. And while you recording me, I want this video recording to get me clear as day. And I'm in my right mind. I will kill you. And I'm saying anybody since you putting me on child support. Don't come near me.
Okay.
And y'all will have y'all money and shit.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
You don't give a fuck. All you do is fuck other men.
Bro, can I go fool?
Yes. Go have fun with your other men.
He's such a bum. I hate this for him. You're like,
Yeah.
U-Haul, restraining order, full custody. This is not a drill. That should have been her steps. U-Haul, restraining order, full custody. Y'all heard what he had to say. Ain't that something? looked in the camera and said, I'm in my right mind, and then proceeded to tell her that he would not only unalive her, but their child. Now tell me that ain't some scary. Don't tell me that ain't scary coming out somebody's mouth. Tell me that ain't scary, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, I think look, being single is looking pretty good. You know, looking single is looking pretty good. Now, let me see something if I can see this picture that I have. Hold on. Let's see. I thought I put these pictures over here. Let me pull up these pictures for you guys right quick. Or maybe they're down here. Are they? No. And this is what I mean when I say that Cassie is not alone and that Diddy is not the only one, y'all. And it is sad. It is really, really sad. But you see the pattern. And this is what happens when toxicity and dysfunction is celebrated in society. And this is where we are. Like, this is literally where we are. This is literally where we are. When domestic violence or DV is accepted, these type of relationships, it becomes the norm. And humans are creatures of habit. Humans are creatures of habit. Just to kind of put that out there. Y'all, sometimes we cling to the very things that God is trying to tear us away from. And that's how we get in trouble. We overstay our welcome. Some people are seasons. They're supposed to come and go in our lives, but we stick around too long and we ignore, like I said, we hold on to and cling to some of the very things that God is trying to tear us away from. And then people be like, well, where's God? He was tapping you on the shoulder 5 years ago. You know, it's just scary, guys. It really is. But I want to make sure that you guys remember what Chris Brown did to Rihanna. All right. Remember, yeah, he's forgiven. I mean, who am I to hold your past against you? But this is not the first nor the last. How many other women that Chris Brown has been with has the same story as Rihanna? Same photos as Rihanna. And we heard Karuchi. Y'all don't remember Karuchi? You guys don't remember Karuchi? There are other men that are out there that are just like Diddy. Maybe not to that extreme, or maybe so. I don't know how deviant these sawed off bastards have gotten. But I want you to remember, this is a victim. And this is what I mean when I say participants can also be victims. Because it was sweet at first. When she got into the relationship, Chris Brown, you think she knew he was going to do this to her? She was down for whatever. She was in love. But then things got a little sticky. And this happened to her. And she got out of there. She got out because she was a participant who turned into a victim. A lot of people like to pick sides, like you can only be a victim. And if you participated or wore a skirt, or suck some D, or, you know what I'm saying, popped a pill, now all of a sudden you're the bad guy. No, I'm not the bad guy. I came into this relationship with good intentions. I treated this man nothing but fair, nothing but good. I was the best version of me that I could be. And I showed this man nothing but love. I'm not the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy. And I pointed out how they use and run to the internet to weaponize social media against their abuser, to get back at them, to expose them, to garner sympathy so people can see them as a victim and rally around them. And that's what fucks up the game. Now, when somebody comes out and shows this and really it's final and we can really see them saying, we're not taking it anymore, I'm separating, I'm about to move on, that becomes a success story. You see what I'm saying? Rihanna is a success story, but we still got to go back because history repeats itself. Okay? Rihanna is a success story. But we cannot forget that she was once a victim, a willing participant turned victim, just like Cassie. Willing participant turned victim. You can be both. You can be both. But let us not forget what Chris Brown did to Rihanna. I mean, really one of a pop princess. Very, very big in music. Very, very successful. Very, very respected. Very, very beautiful. But they have one thing in common. Let us never forget. You guys want to go straight to the effect and the aftermath, which is the victim. But what about the cause? Why did Diddy have to do this to Cassie? Why did she have to get a big ass gash in the side of her in the first place? Why? Why did he have to do this? Why was it necessary? Why is that not the first question that's asked? Why do we go straight to the aftermath, straight to the effect? This is the effect of what someone did to her first. We're going about this backwards. We're engaging in approaching and attacking and questioning the victim when we first. I didn't say don't question her, don't go out, don't interrogate her, don't find out what's going on. But let's go in order. Let's find out the person that caused this, that she never deserved. Let's find out why he felt it necessary that he had to put a gash on the side of her head. Can he justify this? Why she has to have this black eye and has to wear this? That's all I'm saying. Y'all doing it backwards. We need to go to the cause first. The person who caused the abuse, not the abused, and work our way down. So all I'm saying, guys, these are the pictures that her mom took of her bruises, of being kicked in the back, right before she left him. She even had to get beat up to leave. It's like a gang. You got to get jumped in, and I guess you got to get jumped out, right? Pitiful, shameful. So, hold on, guys. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So let me go back here. Yeah, so at the end of the day, y'all, why does she have to have this gash in her head in the first place? Why? Why am I abused in the first place? But I'm just showing you guys what's already out there, okay? I'm just showing you guys what's already out there. And I know we don't want to fail. We don't want to be wrong. We are the ride and die. We are the ride or die. Women in society are. So you guys, I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think. And at the end of the day, it's like, are women the problem? And I wanted to answer that because it's in the title, right? And in a way, we are the problem. Because when it comes to society norms, right? It's just how we maneuver and how we choose to navigate. It's about our choices and how we choose to move. So it's really time to take accountability and do something. When you feel that intuition, when you feel that sixth sense, when you feel like something is telling you that something is wrong, don't ignore it. Find a way out, because the sooner, and if we try to make moves before we're in too deep, maybe we can stop this vicious cycle. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments as well. You said, let's not forget, they don't really acknowledge domestic violence as an actual crime. Yeah, in some instances, they don't. And I'm telling you, the lax and as many chances as you get in domestic violence situations, basically a slap on the wrist, of most times, is how it accumulates and builds up and festers until there's no way out. There's no way out. Right? You say, I want to do that with my ex. It took the police 5 hours to get to me. And when they did, they asked me, do I know where he is or where he was after he had whooped my butt? And you black and blue. Yeah. Sometimes it's too little too late, right? So I just wanted to bring that to you. You say, let's not forget. Oh, no, you said what? I was trying. Okay, I just read that. You say, I find sometimes real men get done wrong by the wrong type of women to the point where they just give up on love. Yeah, true. True that. Yeah, the toxicity goes both ways, but the certain sector of society that are these men, these black men specifically, who we're talking about, are just out of control. And that video, that last video I showed you, should really drive home my point. You know? And at the end of the day, if you need somebody to be happy, you need to be dating or talking to somebody, you have to start looking in within yourself, right? Because what you're waiting on and what you're thinking that's going to happen is never going to come, because he's already shown his true colors. Bad baby, he's already shown you who he is. There's no pedaling back. There's no backpedaling. There's no everything has gotten so much greater. There's none of that. Anybody that can slam you face first into the concrete and cause damage like that, knowing that you just was battling the big C word, there's no excuses. There just isn't. You're setting yourself up for failure. You know? And at the end of the day, sometimes we don't see our self-worth, but men don't understand how replaceable they are. And you need to know that. I'm just saying, guys. Let me make sure I brought you guys everything that I wanted to bring you guys. Yeah. So you guys, I don't know. I'm glad that we were able to have this discussion. You guys really let me know how you feel about this situation and why they stay, why we stay. It's past tense for me, but I totally get it. And this is what happens when, this pattern of abuse is allowed. Let me see. Hold on. I don't know if I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday. I really do. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday. But at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, you say it's sad because this used to be a they problem, not in our community. But now all you see is our community of men unaliving and destroying their own communities. Yes, this is a trickle down effect, guys. This is a trickle down effect. But we don't have any room to be random anymore. You can't just start a relationship, some deep, lifelong, lasting relationship, just with random people doing random things. Right? I know better and I deserve the absolute best. And that's the type of thinking that we should take on. There's nothing wrong with being single, you guys. And when mad day comes, you're feeling like your life is over. Women in these situations feel like their life is over. That's why people cling to toxic relationships, because he's all you got. And sometimes he controls the finances, he controls the home, he controls the cars. And you feel like you'll miss out on something. But at the end of the day, you guys, I'd rather be single than to be in a bad relationship any day. Any day. I would rather, and that's why I talk so strongly about living a single life. I can honestly say that many women like me have broke generational curses in families by being single, by choice. And I know why you're going to shout about being single and living alone. It's because every woman that I know had to have a partner. They could never be alone. Okay? A lot of women in relationships take on the role of both a man and a woman. Because guess what? That toxic man in that relationship is not doing what he's supposed to do. And a lot of y'all bum ass, whether they have money or not, they're bums. And you see how Future treated his baby mama. We see in the paper all the time, like I just showed y'all the mindset of these toxic men. We see in the paper all the time that men fight women tooth and nail for child support. Like what? And I said, women take on the roles of the hooker, right? You got to be the cook. You got to be the cleaner, the problem solver, the babysitter. You're also an employee because you work some damn where, because you probably work somewhere while this man expects you to cater to him. And he's doing the bare minimum. And I'm not saying like he's not successful and he doesn't have a job. We're talking about abuse here. Diddy was a billionaire. What are we talking about? Right? He's not doing the right thing. And men like these come from one mold. The club, grocery store, concert, gas station, wherever you are meeting these guys, they're all coming from the same mold. Or is it that you're choosing the same type of men? And it's a vicious cycle because nothing ever gets solved. Nothing ever gets remedied. There's never a remedy. And people or women will continue to get back into these same relationships until it's a vicious cycle. That's all I'm saying. And most of these women are good women. I'm just saying, for the most part, there are bad women out there, and boy, oh boy, they make us look bad. Trust me. I know that all women aren't good women. Trust me. I fucking know. I'm not going to lie. And maybe a few women slip through the cracks and, find your mate and you live happily ever after and you're going off into the sunset. Kudos to you, bitch. I'm actually happy. What I'm looking at is in the real world, that ain't happening. It ain't happening online. It ain't happening offline. It ain't happening up the street, down the street, around the corner. It's not happening at your daddy's house. It's not happening at your uncle's house. That shit is not happening. The scale is motherfucking bent. And I couldn't recommend being single more than ever now. So if you're contemplating about going down that road, I really, really encourage you to do it. Because in the beginning, the worst part of being single is just the initial part, getting over that hump. When you first began with the withdrawal stage, it's going to be the hardest. And in that, some of us most of us don't even know ourselves, guys. When you are single, you get to know yourself. We get to know ourselves. It's easier. It gets easier and easier. You start to know things about yourself, discover strengths that you didn't even know that you had before you started discovering your abilities, your talents, your skills, your mindset that you didn't even know you had because you were clouded by judgment of others, always concerned about what someone else is doing, always having to be responsible to be the glue to keep everything together and make sure the food is on the table and make sure the kids get, And I know you want to interact. I know you want to be a part of something. Everybody wants to be a part of something, guys. That's just human nature. I know that you'll miss intimacy. You'll miss your partnership. You'll miss having someone there. But if that person is toxic and means you no good and it's dragging you down at the end of the day, you don't need to have that energy to make it through. Simply because someone in your own household is your fucking enemy. It's time to make changes, bitches. That's all I'm saying. Then you will start to love yourself. And it will be the most amazing thing that you will ever experience. And the younger you are, the better. I mean, it's never too late. But the younger you are, the better. It's because I know for me, a lot of times I want to pick up the phone and tell somebody about my day. I want to come home to, a man or a partner who loves me, who I can share my life and my thoughts and my dinner, But we don't have that. And we don't have to know that it don't always work out that way. And you cannot control the actions of others, but you can control who you let in your life and how they treat you. And you know that we got to flip the script, because me being single is by choice. And I'm happy that I flipped the script long time ago, because these dusties out here, these toxic men, these certain people from this sector of society are so used to the pick-meshas and the pick-me's of the world, because a lot of women out there are desperate. A lot of women let their looks carry you, and that's good to an extent. And I'm guilty of that, because I came from an era of use what God gave you. I mean, shout out to the Players Club. But a lot of people are like, I'm with him because he provides for me. He does this for me, you know. And these raggedy ass men are out here, some of them broke, that are not providing. And y'all want to look at Cassie and point the finger at her? Not knowing that there are 1 billion bitches on this earth right now that are with broke men doing exactly what Cassie was doing. Not to that level. Remember, we're talking about extreme abuse here. I'm just using this as a catalyst for what I'm saying, guys. I don't mean to be literal, okay? Because the freak offs and the swords and the UTIs is beyond like the freaks of the industry. I don't know. I don't know. Even if they can provide, got a little something in their pocket, a little business, they're not treating you right. They're not doing it for you. And that's where the problem comes in. That's what your excuse is with this dusty bum, because he got good D. You know how dumb that sounds? Because, girl, I used to be fighting over dick too. So I get it. But when I look back, I see how dumb I looked, how dumb I was. And I'm just using that word dumb loosely. Okay? But you know how low your self-esteem got to be for you to stick around and get some for 10 minutes of pleasure, an hour of pleasure, whatever. You know, I know a lot of people are like, but you know, you don't like men, Bonet? Oh, I love men. I hate bums. Okay? I love men, but I hate bums. I hate toxic bums who feel like it's all right for them to walk around in society and beat up people, specifically women. Right? That's all I'm saying. You hoes is sleeping with the enemy. We are sleeping with the enemy. This is me on the other side. I didn't figure this out until I was like 40 years old. So please listen to me. And we as women, we love attention. Ladies, I know how it feels, you know? I know how it feels. I get it. But it's time for your priority. Get your priorities together. Because you already see the world going to hell in the handbasket. Okay? Get it together. That's all I got to say. The toxic relationships ain't the way no more. It's not the way. It's just not the way anymore. These low grade, there's too many people with these low grade, low effort relationships. And these men are bringing the bare minimal to the table. But now, ladies, you have to do more than bring an iPhone to the table. Okay. But some of these men is bringing the bare minimum. That's all I'm saying. Fuck that. And then they beating the fuck out of you, putting you down verbally like it's a sport. And we're just supposed to stick around on the bench and listen to this. We sitting on the bench like we don't really play. Every day, every day. Can't see you because the money in the way. Real nigga, what's up? One time for the one time. I'm knocking niggas out like an umpire. We ain't gonna be sitting on the bench like we don't really play no more. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're not gonna do it. That's all I'm saying. You have to do what it takes to show up and be self-reflective. And a lot of narcissists, that's why I call out a lot of narcissists, because one thing that a narcissist can't do is self-reflect. Okay. One thing they can't do is live out of discord, out of chaos. So if you're constantly every day walking on eggshells, trying to make it work, living in a chaotic environment, most likely 9 times out of 10, your toxic person is a narcissist. But I do want to make it clear, not all toxic people are narcissists. Narcissistic personality disorder specifically. Okay. Toxicity does not always equal or equate to a narcissist. I just want to let you know. Most times it is, but it doesn't always equate to that. Those are the people that may have a chance. Those are the people that might can change. I'm just saying, not give up. But sometimes you got to love people from a distance. Sometimes you just got a fucked up individual. There's no diagnosis. It's just what it is. And where's the romance? Where's the chase? Where's the chivalry, right? Is that all dead? Y'all just hook up and sleep together, and all of a sudden you just go together. Hey, we go together. Or hey, either we go together or we gonna go together. Damn, either we go together or die. Yeah. Y'all don't even know each other, and you decide to get into this big committed relationship trying to make it work. And then for some of y'all, before you know it, before a year is up, you're pregnant. Now you're bringing a child into this world. It's too fucking expensive, for one thing. For two, people that live alone, let alone with a child, and you're having a child with a man that's going to leave you, that doesn't want you, that's not only going to mistreat you, but don't even want the child. Don't even want the child. It is not afraid to let you know that.
I'm gonna need all my shit too whenever you drop my son off with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, don't think none of this shit sweet. I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass.
So we done.
Yeah. And your child support, all that shit. You want to put me on child support, all that. And while you recording me, I want this video recording to get me clear as day. And I'm in my right mind. I will kill you and our son, anybody, since you put me on child support. Don't come near me.
Okay.
And y'all will have y'all money and shit.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
You don't give a fuck. All you do is fuck other men.
Bro, can I go fool?
Yes. Go have fun with your other men.
I don't know if I can make it any clearer. I don't know if I can make it any clearer, but I hope I got my point across, and I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Okay? That's all I got for y'all. Thank you so much for joining this live. Thank you for the comments. Everybody who commented, make sure that you guys like this live, share out this for the replay gang. And if you guys are feeling the vibe, go ahead and subscribe. What are you saying, Pasteshi? Thank you so much for hanging with me, guys. You said in practice. I love men in theory. Yes. In practice, E. Yeah. It do not be given. Yes. Thank you. Wake it up, baby. I'm gonna wake it up. I know it sounds like a Sunday sermon, y'all. I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it. I feel like an orator. I feel like I could go toe to toe with Obama. Now, you know, you may not know him as a president, but as a speaker, that brother was. Shout out to Obama. You said now we get stuck with the losers. There was another video where the man was talking about what men get from going on dates and being with us. Yes, girl. I mean, it is definitely a It's definitely a rabbit hole we can go down, girl. I could talk all day, but I'm not going to talk y'all ear off because I think what I was talking about, I think I got my point across. I really do. I think I got my point across. So I hope you guys were picking up what I'm putting down. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I will be back with another video real soon, you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys, okay? You deserve the absolute best, you guys. Stop with the randoms. No more randoms. No more randoms, you guys. Anyways, I will see you guys on the next video. And thank you so much. Until next time, America. Bye, y'all.
She like I'm already there though, yeah, that's a twerk. So now I'm vibing my head to the instrumental, thinking about my next check, cause the next sex is incredible. I got work and work play all week grinding. I do it from Friday to Thursday. Hit green higher than when I be sipping the merch straight, cause green Fetty and Jawsy be getting the work late. Yeah, yeah.